Well, if you are seriously injured in a crash, you may be able to cover damages for future expenses from the at-fault driver. Attorney Tom Sinas joining us now to explain what makes you eligible, perhaps, for such a claim. Tom.
So, Derek, I think one thing that people don't know or we forget is that in our auto law system, we have a trade-off. And what is the trade-off? Well, on the one hand, as we've talked about many times before, you get certain benefits called no-fault benefits, regardless of fault. What about your ability to pursue a claim against the driver that causes the accident?
Right.
Well, the trade-off for the no-fault benefits is that the law makes the ability to pursue that other claim a bit more difficult. How does it do that? Well, it says that in order to pursue that claim against the at-fault driver, the injured person has to have a serious enough kind of injury. Okay, we call these threshold injuries. You have to cross the threshold in order to pursue the claim, no matter how negligent the other driver was. So what are we talking about in terms of threshold injuries? The most common one is what is called a serious impairment of body function. And an injured person has to show three things. The first, they have to show that they have what's called an objectively manifested impairment. What's that mean? It just means an impairment that someone else can observe. That could be as simple as putting an X-ray up on a screen and seeing a broken bone. Or if you had a certain injury that I could observe you struggling with from sitting here next to you, that's someone other than you, objectively manifested. It has to be an important body function. Important to who? Well, important to the injured person. So if you injure your toe, and you say, well, I injured my toe, but it really wasn't very important to me to begin with.
I don't need it for my job or anything like that, then it's not considered.
May not get you there. Okay. Now, most people say most parts of their body are important, which gets us to the third part. And this is the biggest one. You have to show that the injury affects your general ability to lead your normal life. So how do you show that? Well, the basic approach is to compare the injured person's life before the accident to their life after the accident, and to look and see, was there a meaningful change in that life? And that life could be everything from your job to your hobbies to just how you get through your day, your household chores.
Taking care of yourself.
Exactly. And the courts say you have to look at those two things and compare. If there's been no change, if someone is injured but there's been no change, then there's no threshold injury. And so as we get into the fall and we start talking about no fault again in Lansing, I think it's good for people to remember that this is the balance of our system. No fault benefits regardless of fault, ability to pursue claims against at-fault drivers under limited circumstances. And this is one of those important limitations.
People track you down. Where do they find you?
They can give us a call in West Michigan at 616-301-3333. You can find us online anywhere at www.sinusdramus.com or shoot us an email at info@sinusdramus.com.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me.